to make sure nobody gets dizzy. I will make sure that I turn that off. We will turn cameras back on for the Q&A after. Okay, so I'd like to start with thanking everybody for your time today and joining me as I have the pleasure of introducing the newest member of our Cyclone family, the BTHS XL. This model is a high input, high efficiency condensing commercial gas tank water heater. However, before I jump into the product and application specifics of our new model, I wanted to quickly show the evolution of the Cyclone family. A.O. Smith launched the first Cyclone model into the industry back in 1996 with the model known as the XHE. 2007 brought the first branded BTH, which today continues to be the industry leader of commercial tank-type water heaters. In 2014, we launched the first version of the BTH that featured a modulating burner, increased efficiencies, and other design improvements. Then in 2017, we introduced a new touchscreen display model, the 300 series. This one had design enhancements and advanced features, including the ICOM compatibility with the app, common venting options, just to name a couple. A.O. Smith launched the BTH 350 series in 2019, which allowed the units to be configured in-house to the desired BTU requirements. This feature gave A.O. Smith the ability to maintain a consistent and healthy inventory of the BTH products, ensuring that our customers have access to these products when they need them. A new member of the BTH family was also introduced in 2019, the BTH LV. With the same product design and functionalities as the 300 series, these models were now large size, with inputs ranging from 150,000 to 500,000 BTU and storage capacities of 220 and 250 US gallons. But the reason that we're all here today is in late 2023, A.O. Smith launched the BTHS XL model. This model may look like the traditional BTH units and fall within the Cyclone family. However, the internal makeup of this product is really what makes it stand out from the crowd. So let's jump in and you can see why this product launch is such an exciting one for us. The Cyclone XL, or BTHS model, as you will see them listed, are fully condensing gas water heaters. They achieve a 97% thermal efficiency and carry the ENERGY STAR certification, which could make these models eligible for rebates or other incentive programs within Canada. Featuring a modulating burner that has a 3-to-1 turn-down ratio and 120 US gallon storage capacity, these models are offered with inputs of 750,000 and 1 million BTUs, offered in both natural gas and propane fuel types. So even though on the outside, the Cyclone XL looks very similar to the other Cyclone models, the XL is very different on the inside. It is the first model within the Cyclone product family to utilize a dual stainless steel heat exchanger system. This new two-step system was developed to allow these water heaters to achieve such high efficiencies at their ultra-high full fire rates. Let's take a moment and we're going to look inside the BTHS unit and see how the new two-stage dual heat exchanger design functions and the benefits. And A.O. Smith has put together a video to help explain this.
Cyclone XL features a patent-pending dual stainless steel heat exchange system, providing a two-step heat transfer process that delivers thermal efficiencies of 97%. Intelligent Demand Response, or IDR, automatically adjusts the differential set point to increase availability of hot water during large demand periods. Fresh, cold water enters the heater through the inlet and then travels upward through stages 1 and 2 of the secondary heat exchanger, where it is preheated before continuing up into the primary heat exchanger in the center of the tank. This counterflow, combined with offset positioning of the water tubes in the secondary heat exchanger, creates an impingement flow or turbulence, which maximizes thermal transfer to the water. When the unit calls for heat, the top-fired burner sends hot flue gases downward through the Type 304L stainless steel primary heat exchanger flue tubes with the aid of a blower. Positioned in the center of the tank and surrounded by water, Heat is transferred to the water through the fire tubes of the primary heat exchanger core. Short baffles inside the primary heat exchanger tubes create turbulence to improve heat transfer at the lower end of the primary heat exchanger. Outer surfaces of the primary heat exchanger and the inside of the water tank are glass lined to provide corrosion resistance. Stainless steel construction of the dual heat exchange system provides durability and long life. Non-sacrificial powered anodes provide additional corrosion resistance. As hot combustion gases exit the primary heat exchanger, they enter the secondary heat exchanger at temperatures between 400 and 600 degrees Fahrenheit. Because the condensing process occurs in the secondary heat exchanger, it is constructed entirely of type 316L stainless steel for additional corrosion resistance. This two-step heat transfer process between the primary and secondary heat exchangers maximizes heat transfer, creating thermal efficiency of 97% at full fire rate. By the time flue gases are exhausted from the heater, they are below 100 degrees Fahrenheit, cool enough to safely vent through inexpensive PVC Schedule 40 pipe.
So let's break this unit down a little and take a look at the design and construction. A.O. Smith Cyclone XL BTH models have very similar look on the outside to the other models within the Cyclone family, wearing the iconic yellow shroud with built-in user interface and front inlet and exhaust assembly. From the front of the unit, we can see that the recirc pump and one of the two side-mounted powered anodes are visible and accessible. The second side-mounted powered anode is also located on the front of the unit, but it's found beneath the top shroud. The Cyclone XL models also feature an electronic control with a color digital touchscreen display user interface module. This control provides real-time status information, including temperature set point, which can be set anywhere from 90 to 180 degrees. Current take temperatures, as well as run history and fault information to aid in troubleshooting and service. A unique feature to the Cyclone XL models is its intelligent demand response. This is an algorithm that automatically adjusts the differential set point to increase the availability of hot water during high demand periods. With built-in Wi-Fi, the Cyclone XL, like our other BTH models, support remote monitoring using the Icon app. The heart of the dual heat exchanger system of the Cyclone XL features a built-in ground Foss stainless steel 120-volt 3-speed recirc pump. The purpose of this recirc pump is to push water around the tank and the heat exchanger to maximize the heat transfer, allowing the unit to run at its highest efficiencies possible. The recirc pump, in conjunction with the two-step heat exchanger design, allows this high-efficiency condensing model to achieve 97% thermal efficiencies. The recirculator pump has specifically been sized for this water heater to move the water in the tank only. It's important to understand that this recirc pump is not intended to support an external recirculation loop. Taking a look at what's inside these models, we can see that the primary heat exchanger and tank actually sit on top of the secondary heat exchanger. In this cutaway, we can also see how the blower and gas valve are situated at the top front of the primary heat exchanger, and the second side-mounted power anode is there for easy service access. Like other models in the Cyclone family, the Cyclone XL features a top fire design. However, unlike the other Cyclone units, the XL's primary heat exchanger is a multi-fire tube design, consisting of 21 316L stainless steel flues and baffles that facilitate transfer over 60% of the heat from the combustion gases into the water. While the bottom plate and fire tubes of the primary heat exchanger are made of stainless steel, the top and shell are made of mild steel. So the Permaglass Ultracoat lining adds additional protection to these components for corrosion. So for maximum corrosion resistance, the secondary heat exchanger, where most of these units condensing occurs, it is made entirely of 316L stainless steel. The 30-inch diameter dual heat exchanger system is ASME certified and registered in the Canadian National Registry. So in addition to the Permaglass Ultracoat lining, the BTHS XL has been equipped with 5 powered anodes to provide ultimate protection to the primary heat exchanger and the tank for corrosion. 3 top-mounted and 2 side-mounted anodes utilize patented adaptive technology that adjusts the currents of the water quality to optimize tank protection. Powered anodes, as most of you are likely aware, are non-sacrificial, and this means that they do not require regular replacement or maintenance. The anode voltage and current information is all accessible on the user interface to allow easy troubleshooting if there were to be a malfunctioning anode. Looking at some installation. So to measure up the size of these new units compared to the BTH 300, 400, and 500 that we all know, the lower unit dimensions at the base remained the same. However, the XL model does stand 5 inches taller, 1 inch wider, and over 8 inches deeper on the top portion. And although these are certified for zero clearance to combustibles on the sides and rear of the heater, and a 1.5 inch on the top, A.O. Smith does always recommend a minimum of 24 inches for service. The easy-to-remove top cover allows for convenient access to the unit's serviceable parts. Plus, there's an added handhole cleanout that creates easy access to the tank for annual cleaning. An important consideration when selecting this product is the weight of the units. While the shipping weight is 1,300 pounds, the filled weight, with using 40-degree Fahrenheit water, can be up to 2,226 pounds, or over 1,000 kilos. So we really need to ensure that the floor on which we will be installing these products is able to safely support the weight. So when comparing other ultra-high input gas water heaters, the Cyclone XL models are not only easy to install, but they do not require a costly, time-consuming field startup. The water inlet and outlet connections are 2-inch NPT, and the recirc loop connection is a 1-inch NPT. These models are manufactured for a maximum hydrostatic working pressure of 160 psi. The gas connections on this model is a 2-inch NPT. And these models operate within the supply pressure ranges for natural gas and propane. So to ensure and maintain the supply pressure required, a gas regulator may be needed. Gas pressures must not exceed 14-inch water column at any time. And I'd also like to mention that when installing multiple units, dedicated gas pressure regulators, 1 per unit, is recommended. These units will also require a 120-volt, 60 hertz dedicated electric supply. The BTHS XL models are approved to use 6-inch diameter pipe for venting and intake for direct vent installations up to 100 equivalent feet. Approved venting materials for this unit are non-metallic venting that is ULC S636 certified, Schedule 40 PVC or CPVC, polypropylene, as well as AL29 4C stainless steel. Currently, these models are not certified for common venting. The Cyclone XL models may be power vented, single pipe, or power direct vented, 2-pipe. Terminations in either configuration may be vertical or horizontal. Certified power direct venting configurations, however, do require intake and vent termination on separate planes. These highly efficient condensing models will produce condensate within the range of 4.3 to 5.0 pH. A condensate drain line must be installed on these units to direct condensate out and away from the water heater. And we do have some jurisdictions that mandate condensate neutralization prior to induction into the main wastewater system. For these applications, we can use our condensate neutralization kits to raise the pH to the acceptable levels. And also, depending on the location of the water heater relative to where the drain is located, a condensate pump may be required. A.O. Smith also offers a service kit for leak detection. This leak detection will plug directly into the heater's CCB board to provide immediate notification of any buildup of water that is near the unit. Another great feature of the Cyclone XL, as well as the same as our other BTH models, is the ability for these units to be linked into an existing building management system. With the offered ICC communication module, we can use either serial or Ethernet communications and link directly into a BACnet or Modbus system. Now we can take a look at how the Cyclone XL models perform, ideal applications, and some sizing examples. The Cyclone XL models have storage capacities of 120 US gallons. The inputs of these models is 750,000 and 1,000,000 BTU. So it goes without saying that the Cyclone XL models are capable of very high recoveries. At 100-degree temperature rise, the BTHS 750A has a recovery of 882 gallons per hour, and the BTHS 1000A has a recovery of 1,176 gallons per hour. So keep this information in mind as we look at some applications for which the Cyclone XL models are an ideal selection. With such high recovery rates, the XL is ideal for very high demand applications. So applications in which large volumes of hot water or rapid recoveries are needed to support the application demands. Large apartments or hotels may put to use the hot water provided by these units. High draw applications such as larger restaurants and industrial plants are also great applications for the XL. Now by using ProSize, let's take a look at some of these suggested applications and see how the Cyclone can satisfy the requirements. So using our offered ProSize software, we will select an apartment building for our first example. We'll size using standard shower heads that use the 2.5 gallons per minute, and in 100 single bath units and 100 two bath units, which really is a fair-sized apartment building. We'll also size for an additional load of 120 US gallons and a 20% design oversize. So this will result in a peak demand of 1,548 US gallons per hour at 100-degree temperature rise. So for this peak demand, ProSize recommends two BTHS 750As to provide 119% of the demand. For my second example, we'll look at a hotel-motel application. For this application, I used a 100-degree rise and specified a 2-hour peak demand period. Again, with the 2.5 gallon per minute shower heads in 200 rooms with 1.5 person unit, 4 public lavs, and 8 service sinks. Again, we'll size for an additional load of 120 US gallon and a 20% design oversize. So this brought back a peak demand of 1,910 US gallons per hour, and ProSize has come back and recommended 2 BTHS 1000As to provide 128% of the demand, or for redundancy, we could go with 3 BTHS 750As for 145% of the demand. The Cyclone XL models are listed through UL as compliant to the ANSI Z21.10.3 CSA 4.3 standard for gas-fired water heaters. They are ASME certified and Energy Star qualified. They meet the Canadian national requirements defined by Natural Resources Canada, NRCan as we would know it, and meet the current edition of ASHRAE 90.1. These units also comply with SQUAMID Rule 1146.2 and other air quality management districts with similar requirements for the ultra-low NOx emissions. Each of our BTHS XL models will ship with a CSA certified, ASME rated TMP relief valve. And what kind of warranty do we offer on these units? Our Cyclone XL models are backed by a 5-year tank, 1-year parts limited warranty. And as in the industry, we have been seeing some extended lead times on some products. A.L. Smith went ahead and brought some of these units into stock in Fergus, so we have them on hand readily available when someone needs one. A.L. Smith has developed specific online tools geared just for our engineering community to help assist in product selection. Easy access to required product information such as spec sheets, Revit drawings, and 3-part specs, along with many other resources. You can also find other online support tools on our website, hotwatercanada.ca, such as the ProSize software that we were just showing, which is based on the current ASHRAE sizing protocols. We have product cross-reference and our A.O. Smith Academy. I'd like to thank everyone on the call today for their time. If you have any questions, if you want to discuss this further, if you're looking for a point towards some of the literature, please feel free to contact myself or any one of your local sales reps, as they'll be able to help you as well. I can now pass this back over to Mo, as he's going to show a live demo of some of the new great features of their spec tool.
Thank you, Debbie. Just wanted to give it a minute here and see if anyone has any questions. Also, if you have any questions later on, you can always reach out to me directly, and I'll be more than happy to answer your questions as well. Yeah, so this is a new exciting product that we've also added to our spec tool. So I wanted to show a demo of how you can find it, how to specify and add it to your projects. I also wanted to show another feature that's going to be released next month in April. That's going to make it a whole lot easier to specify most of your more frequent fixtures as well. Just give me 1 second here so I can share my screen. All right, there you go. Okay, so this is our new and improved dashboard where you can create a new project. So if we go to start, and then we'll do, let's say, since we have a test project, and as usual, the country, the province, and the city, and that's used for our building code engine rule, so that you can specify fixtures that are more compatible with the project you're working on in the city that's going to be built on. So we'll go with an office building here as an example. We'll go into details about the building templates as well. So next, finish. So now you come to the product category page, where you'll see different categories for all the categories that we have available on our site. So if we're looking for a water heater, you can always search for it. You can also pin it so that it becomes a favorite, and this way it will be on top here of your category, so that when you come back, it will be easy access. If you already know the model number that you're looking for, you can type in the model number, and the system will search for the products for you, so that you can find it and then configure it as well. We've talked about the BTHS today. So right here, you can click, and it's available, say, in natural gas or propane. If you're not sure yet, you can select this option. But if you know exactly what you're looking for, you can pick natural gas or propane. Add product. And as part of our Smart Suggestions tool, it's going to look at the different accessories that needs to go with that water heater. So for example, an expansion tank. If we do the sizing for you, if you send us your project and we size the water heater for you, we'll always size the expansion tank for you. If you're doing it yourself and you're not sure about the sizing yet, if you send it to us, we'll size it. But if you just need something as a placeholder, you can select an unsized tank, and you can come back to it later with the volume you're looking for. And this way you have you've completed basically a selection for your water heater. What I wanted to show here is how you can add, if you want to add another product, you click on the plus sign, create new drawing, and you can, it will take you back to the same product category page, so that you can add in your products. What we've added, and we're going to be releasing in April, is now you can add drawing from your masters that you built yourself or that we built for you, or from templates, which templates are ATS masters, basically, that we built and shared with everyone. So if I go to the ATS, to the templates, basically, so I can, if I already have masters built, then I can find the master that I'm looking for. or a template, for example. And the cool thing is you can search within those templates. So for example, if I have an office building, then I can find an office master, and we have the Canadian one, we have the US one. So now I can see all the different fixtures that are available, and I can do a quick drag basically so that I can add. So if I need just a tank type toilet, I can just drag it, and I can put it in the sequence I want. So if I want it before the water heater, after the water heater, I have that option to play around with it. If I go back to the, it's gonna load it here. I can go back and look at the mechanical equipment. We'll see, for example, the water heater selection. So now it's just an easy way to add it. So let's say I want to add, again, just a quick drag to the left, and you can place it exactly where you want it in terms of sequence. So everyone will have access to this sometime in April. If you want to add more fixtures, you want looking for an emergency eye wash, same thing. And then another thing that I really like here is if you're going to be selecting the same water heater often, you can pin it as a favorite. So the next time you want to add it, you can just go to pin drawings and you will find it here. So you don't have to go through your masters or your template to find a product group that you're continuously adding to your project. Once we've added everything, you can select all drawing, download. You can pick the format, so submittals, looking for schedule, long spec, generate document, and the system will put everything together. While it's loading, just wanted to mention real quick is that we also have the chat option here. If you have any questions, quick questions, our customer success team will be more than happy to assist you. You can also always reach out to your account manager for any questions, for any sizing questions, for any help with your selections. Any questions?
This was a nice quick one. We can give them all 30 minutes of their day back.
No, we must have done a really good job explaining everything. No one has any questions, but I wanted to show the output formats here. So the first thing I'll start with your cut sheets. I think you're all mostly familiar. We also have an option to add to list pricing as well. And then if I go back, here's your schedule. And if I go to the gas water schedule, I'll see my water heater selections right here. And last but not least is your written spec. And I do see a question. What does A.O. Smith Academy offers?
Yeah, I can take that one. So the A.O. Smith Academy is a link to videos. We have support videos for our products. We have training. So if we have recommended contractors, they can actually go into our academy. They're able to take our training, and then based on the completion of their training, they get certification from us. We have all sort of housed information and documents within the academy as well.
Any other questions? I see the thumbs up flying.
I saw that.
Awesome. I guess today was short and sweet. With that being said, I just wanted to mention to everyone, so the certificates will be sent out by Friday for the attendance. If you have any questions, please do reach out. We'll be more than happy to assist you with any sizing, with any selections, any questions regarding warranties or installations. We can assist. With that being said, I just wanted to thank everyone again for attending, and we'll see you at the next one in April.
Thank you very much.